Cravings for sweets or refined carbohydrates might seem like a normal part of modern eating, but they often reflect deeper metabolic instability, one of the earliest and most dangerous warning signs of prediabetes. When you find yourself reaching repeatedly for sugary snacks, pastries, or bowls of white rice and pasta, what's happening inside your body is more than simple preference or weak willpower. It's a sign that your blood sugar regulation is beginning to falter. Every surge of refined sugar or starch floods the bloodstream with glucose, prompting the pancreas to release large amounts of insulin to bring it back down. Over time, this cycle of spikes and crashes exhausts the insulin-producing cells and conditions your brain to crave more quick fuel to recover from each crash. The result is a destructive loop. The more you indulge, the more unstable your energy and appetite become. This pattern is especially concerning because it precedes measurable changes in fasting glucose and A1C. Long before blood tests confirm prediabetes, cravings indicate that your body's sugar control is already under strain. When you rely heavily on refined carbohydrates, your cells gradually lose sensitivity to insulin, leading to energy highs followed by sudden fatigue, irritability, and renewed hunger. These swings make it increasingly difficult to make rational food choices. Your brain's reward system becomes hijacked by sugar's quick dopamine rush. This can also trigger mood instability and chronic tiredness, early, subtle signs that metabolism is unbalanced. Ignoring these cravings doesn't make them disappear. It only allows the underlying problem to deepen. But here lies the good news. These cravings are reversible and can be retrained. Your body is capable of recalibrating its hunger and energy systems if you feed it the right fuel consistently. The first step is to eliminate the major triggers, refined sugars, white flour, and processed snacks, and replace them with whole foods that digest more slowly and nourish the gut and brain. Whole grains such as quinoa, brown rice, barley, and steel-cut oats deliver carbohydrates in a form that breaks down gradually, preventing the rapid spikes and crashes that drive cravings. Pair these with proteins like eggs, beans, fish, or tofu, which slow digestion and keep blood sugar steady for hours. Natural sweetness should come from fruit, not processed sugar. Berries, apples, and pears provide sweetness balanced with fiber and antioxidants that protect your cells from oxidative stress caused by glucose fluctuations. They also help retrain your palate to appreciate milder, more natural levels of sweetness. If you usually crave something sugary after meals, try replacing dessert with a few pieces of fruit or a small handful of nuts and dried fruit. Over time, this shift lowers your brain's threshold for sweetness, making highly processed foods taste overly intense and less appealing. Equally important is to balance your meals with fiber and healthy fats. Fiber from vegetables, legumes, and whole grains help stabilize blood sugar and promote satiety, while fats from olive oil, nuts, seeds, and avocados support brain function and reduce inflammation that contributes to insulin resistance. Begin your meals with vegetables or a light salad. This order of eating helps slow glucose absorption and reduces sugar cravings later in the day. Avoid skipping meals, as doing so leads to blood sugar dips that trigger powerful cravings and overeating. Instead, eat regularly spaced, balanced meals to maintain steady energy throughout the day. Hydration plays a surprisingly big role as well. Many people mistake thirst for hunger, especially cravings for sweet foods. Drinking water before meals and throughout the day can prevent unnecessary snacking and reduce the intensity of sugar urges. For variety, herbal teas or fruit-infused water can satisfy the desire for flavor without the added sugar. Avoid sugary drinks altogether. Sodas, fruit juices, and energy drinks cause the fastest and most damaging blood sugar spikes, setting off the very cycle you are trying to escape. Exercise is another natural craving stabilizer. When you move your body regularly, especially through aerobic activities like brisk walking, cycling, or dancing, your muscles draw glucose from the bloodstream, improving insulin sensitivity and reducing sugar dependency. After meals, even a 10 to 15-minute walk can flatten post-meal glucose peaks and prevent the cravings that typically follow a high-carb meal. Strength training adds an even greater advantage. Muscle tissue acts as a long-term reservoir for glucose disposal, protecting against future sugar surges. Sleep and stress control are equally powerful factors. Chronic stress raises cortisol, a hormone that increases appetite for sugary, high-carb foods. Lack of sleep has similar effects, altering hunger hormones and lowering self-control around food choices. Establish a relaxing bedtime routine, limit caffeine after the afternoon, and avoid late-night snacking, all of which help regulate your body's internal rhythm and curb the craving cycle. Techniques like deep breathing, mindfulness, or even short outdoor breaks can reduce stress-related sugar impulses by calming the nervous system and restoring hormonal balance. The warning here is clear. Constant cravings for sweets or refined carbs are not harmless habits, but a signal that your metabolism is drifting toward dysfunction. The longer this pattern continues, the more difficult it becomes to reverse, as insulin resistance strengthens and blood sugar control deteriorates. However, the positive reality is that your body begins to improve within days of making consistent changes. Within 2 to 3 weeks of cutting out refined sugar and emphasizing whole, fiber-rich foods, most people notice more stable energy, fewer cravings, and improved mood clarity. The transformation requires commitment but not perfection. Each meal is a chance to rebuild stability. Think of sugar cravings not as a failure of willpower, but as your body's urgent request for balance. Respond with nourishment, not deprivation. Replace the quick, artificial highs of refined carbs with steady, sustaining energy from whole foods. Over time, your metabolism learns to rely on stability rather than spikes, and your cravings fade naturally. This is how prevention truly works, by listening early, acting consistently, and letting the body's natural intelligence restore itself before disease ever takes root.